learning the future of USA basketball as you've been doing. What else goes into the transition process as Coach K hands over the reins to you after this Olympics?
Well, it's not going to be like cut and dry. At least I hope not. You know, you think about what he's done for the last decade with this, and I would be a real fool to just say, okay, I'm going to go do it my way now, or I'm going to go do this. Sure, we're all different people, but I'm going to drain him. I'm going to squeeze every bit of info out of him that I possibly can. If he tried to just move too far away from it, I'd pull him right back. But I don't think he's going to go real far. He loves this program. He's been such a huge part of it. Hopefully he'll continue and be an integral part of what goes on.
I'd be remiss if I didn't ask about one of your new players who we'll see on the international scene in Pau Gasol. What are you expecting out of him, and what maybe can you lend intel yet to the USA team?
Yeah, I've never coached him, so Tommy Thibodeau will have to do that. So since he's one of Coach K's assistants, he can give him all the info he needs. I'm telling him about Tony Parker and Manu Ginobili. I'm selling them both out.
Well, you did a great job a couple days ago with Tim Duncan. He'll have his day coming up here in a few days. Do you expect him to get emotional? What do you think we'll see from him?
That's a great question. Timmy doesn't do that very often. He'll feel it. He'll feel it. It'll be very interesting to see how emotional he does get. It's a lonely feeling without him, though, I'll tell you. You know, when you've been with somebody 20 years, first of all, that sounds ridiculous. I can't imagine that really happened. But we know what time does for us. But at this point, I just got to get used to not having him around as part of the culture and his professionalism, his humor. The days that he was totally tired of me and wished that he was playing someplace else for sure. I'll miss all of that. I really will.
Do you think there's any chance you'll ever be able to get him to come back and speak to your teams or use some of that wisdom he had with being with you for so many years?
You know, I think in some way, shape, or form he'll be around. I'm not sure how much he's going to want to do that, but it's an open door. He can do whatever he wants. And anything he says to the team will always be on a personal basis. There's not going to be any room and any podium or any speech, anything like that. He'll just do it his own way by walking around and touching people.
Well, Coach, I must say this worked out quite differently than the last time we spoke, so I want to thank you.
But that was at the end of a quarter, wasn't it?
No, that was the first day of training camp.
Same thing.
Yeah, exactly. Coach Pop, best of luck this week.
You too.
Let's go to dinner sometime.
Okay, we will. Do you drink wine?
Whatever you're buying.
Okay, because if you don't drink wine, you're not invited.
I'll be there tonight. See you.
Okay. Two of Greg Popovich's favorite things, wine and Tim Duncan, both covered in that interview.
I thought you were going to say Jared.
I don't think Jared makes that list yet. He's working on it. Can you put into perspective your old teammate Tim Duncan's career?
He went out the way he came in, but everything in between was spectacular. I mean, just the way he handled himself. And I think also I would be remiss not to talk about David Robinson, how he let this transition, I think, be accelerated before time. I mean, obviously Tim Duncan was a fantastic player, but there's not a lot of superstars and stars. David Robinson was still a star that said, hey, here's the keys to the car. I can still drive, but I'm going to get in the passenger seat and help you drive this force. And then you have Tim Duncan, who wonderful teammate. I don't think we talk about a lot of superstars and say, it was one of the best teammates that I had. Usually a guy that's the number one option, the face of the franchise, face of the NBA. You don't talk about him being a great teammate. And you talk about so many people, coaches, players, and so many players he's been through over his long career. Everybody talks about what a great teammate he is. And unfortunately for the public, you don't get a chance to see the other side of Tim Duncan's personality. Very funny, Grant, and a prankster and a jokester that you don't get a chance to see.
Yeah, I didn't play with him like you did, but I had some interactions with him through the years, and that was the thing, the humorous side, the sense of humor. He doesn't let the public see that, and but that was really one of the treats in terms of being around him, knowing he has a sense of humor in that regard. But there's so much to admire about Tim Duncan and his career. I think one of the things that sticks out for me though is the fact that he allowed Pop to coach him. In this era where greatness, superstars sometimes make it about themselves. And I get the impression that it wasn't about him. It was about the team. And to see a player and a coach, as Pop alluded to, be together for 20 years, that doesn't happen. And Tim Duncan allowing him to be coach, allowing Pop to get on him, set the tone for everyone else within that organization. If he can get on Tim Duncan, he can get on anybody else on that ball club. So a sad day for the NBA, but a day that we should celebrate the greatness of Tim Duncan's legacy.
He did it all so quietly, never sought attention, not only didn't sort of wade into the mire, he tunneled under the mire to keep out of it. Never any hint of drama from Duncan over his career, and he went out exactly the way he wanted to and exactly the way he played, quietly, without fanfare. To put it in Texas terms, he was all cattle, no hat. Right?
Yes.
That's appropriate. I like that.
I like that one.
I like that.
Finishing up practice here. A lot of guys stretching now, going through their post-work routines, whatever those might be. Select guys talking to the media as well. It's our own Steve Ashburner from NBA.com right there. And we're joined by Draymond Green. Welcome. Thanks for stopping by.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
First-time Olympian, which that's a pretty big deal.
Absolutely. I'm excited, man. I've dreamed about this my whole life, to have the opportunity to play for Team USA. And when I played in college, I thought that was the last time I ever put on a USA jersey. So to be here is special.
Is it too early in the process to have an idea or a conversation with Coach K about what exactly is expected in terms of role and position for you, which is always different at the international level?
One thing Coach K said is, he wants everybody to be themselves. Be who you are, and everything will just come together. You don't have to try to be mistake-free. You don't have to try to be someone you're not. Just come out and play basketball, be who you are, and it'll all come together.
Well, Draymond, looking at this summer, you got a chance to, you lost the championship, and then now you get a chance to turn the page. How have you approached this as far as physically? Do you take some time off? Do you continue to work? Because I know that's got to be a battle. Do you go harder, or do you try to lighten up because it's been such a long year for you? Well, basically a long 2 years.
I took a week and a half off, gave my body a little chance to bounce back. It wasn't much, but I know I wanted to come in here in pretty good shape. Obviously, you have to come in tip-top shape because we still got about 3 weeks, to get to that point. But I wanted to come in here in pretty good shape and, continue to get better. A lot of people we didn't win, but a lot of people are going to be gunning for us next year with the addition of KD. So I know that, I understand that, and I want to be even better than I was last year.
Draymond, talking about KD, we'll imagine we'll see the three of you guys, you, Clay, and KD on the court here for USA Basketball. But for your Warriors team, just the excitement that you have, getting a chance to bring him to a pretty good team what you guys have done thus far.
It's special, man. I'm excited about it. Like the season that we had last year, it was great, but then you add one of the best players in the world, like that don't happen every day. And so just to add that, man, I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be really tough to guard us, but I didn't say that.
Draymond, Grant's been sitting here, and, they got Coach K and a lot of Duke guys been walking over, but I just wanted to let him know and everybody. We have a few Spartans around here. We have Draymond. We got Denzel, Gary here. So, just want you to get a chance to see what this guy from Michigan State did, Grant, and Draymond to get a chance to talk about some of the Spartans, how they played this summer.
Hey, those guys, Denzel shot the ball bad last night. And when you can step up and hit the 2 shots that he hit, that just shows you how you cut and where you're from. So for him to do that was big. And then Adrian Payne was the reason the Timberwolves was in the game. So Spartans, we do pretty good at this basketball thing.
Hey, man, I didn't get recruited, man. Judd didn't recruit me, man. They had a guy named Steve Smith there. I couldn't,
Judd didn't recruit me either. Tom did. Judd didn't do any recruiting back then.
Dre, it's well documented. You've got the legal case you're facing, a court proceeding on Thursday. But you made a point to speak to the team, your teammates here yesterday. Why was that important to you?
Because, when you look at this team, we came together, I think it was June 27th. And within that time frame, the incident happened. I'm a part of this team. And so I feel like I owe it to those guys to apologize, to let them know, where I stand and, where my head is at. Because, obviously I'm a part of the Warriors. I'm a part of the Warriors organization. But right now, I am a part of this team. And I think it was very important for me to let them know I distracted this team. But I won't be a distraction for this team. I'll make sure everything is handled, everything is right, and my head is here with them.
Congratulations on making the squad. That's a huge deal. This is the toughest team on the planet to make.
It is. Thank you.
And you were one of those 12. Continued good luck this summer.
Thanks a lot. I appreciate it.
Draymond Green with us from the U.S. Olympic
Young
team.
fella.
And that'll wrap up our Real Training Camp USA basketball here from Las Vegas. As you look at the exhibition schedule, all these games on NBA TV. We'll be calling the one Friday night with Argentina at 9 Eastern time right here from Las Vegas. Then stops in L.A., Oakland, Chicago, and Houston along the way.
Spark Dog. Can I say that?
Yeah, you can say that.
Spark Dog. All right. He got serious. He got serious when I said.
Maybe not with the same conviction as Smitty does, but you can say it all you want. That's for sure. Fellas, it's been fun.
Yes, sir, Matt.
Off to the exhibition schedule starting on Friday. Good luck to Team USA. And that'll do it for us. For Steve Smith, Grant Hill, Jared Greenberg, our entire production team here at UNLV and Las Vegas, Nevada, I'm Matt Weiner.